Google that. There are a couple of videos I'm working on. I need an opinion on one of them. Do you think Tearlament is the most broken fusion archetype of all time? Not necessarily based on results, but based on archetype design. Yeah, probably. Because I guess my mind defaults to Gladiator Beast, but Glads were more default, or excuse me, Glads were more result based, and the Contact Fusion was crazy because that shit was basically synchro. It was better than synchro summoning because you could do it with face down monsters. So yeah, Contact Fusion as a mechanic was insane, but Tears, I mean, they just like super break the rules. No fusion cards needed. They can fuse with shit that's just already in the graveyard. Like, yeah, Tears kind of disgusting. They trigger just by being sent there, whether it's by card effect or as... do they trigger by cost? No, I don't think... No, they don't trigger off cost, but they trigger just anytime they're sent there. Yeah, I think the word lesbian isn't thespian. So yeah, I'm gonna say off the top of my head, yeah, Shadows. I do like the duality of Shadows. The whole idea of like the floatability, almost being immune to destruction, even the fusions, because they all like every card floated, and they had flip effects, but they didn't necessarily need to use them. But if you ever got the flip effects off, it was just even more crazy. But I'd still go with Tear, chat. And it's not even just power creep. It's just like the way they fuse is insane. Like they don't need spells at all. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Glads, but it's even more insane. Well, for its time, Glad Beast, Shadow is garbage. Tear has an infinite. Oh, also because of the way the game is, Tear is not reliant on the other two decks, chat. Glads and Tearlament they are Glads and Shadows. They're relying on fusion summoning. Tear is not. Like, Tear can actually just like link climb with the best of them. Part of that is because they can implement out of engine cards like Dangers, but it's not like they just put these cards in and they're just good in a vacuum. Like, the Dangers trigger the Tears. You know what I mean? So like, I think Tears are insane. I think that entire archetype was a mistake. How many? Well, again, don't be results based. And first off, you can't just judge Tear and be like, well, how many YCS wins does it have? Like, it hasn't had only been a couple of YCSs since it's been legal. Like, let's see what it does over the next couple of months. And if it doesn't win any then we can start talking. Zoomers only watch Farfa, Big Pen W. Let me close out some of this shit, chat. Might need to save that one. The whole scene from like Flash and stuff like that. Flax, are you still here? What was your opinion? It sounds cool, especially if you want to do something besides reading names. Okay, hold on. Flex, I always value your opinion, right? Give me your honest opinion on just reading names as a reward for, I guess, the highest. Like, does it seem like something that's sincere, that like, man, that was totally worth my $20? Like, I kind of get what Big Pimpin's saying from like if you're just a random dude, having MBT say your name or being in one of his videos is like a big deal, but like, bro, I would just be like, man, that's cool, I guess, but what if there was like a better standard? Like, that's how I feel. Like, what if there was like how can you say, I've been listening to you guys for the last hour. The reason that I'm asking Flex is because he's a new voice. It's no different than if Rala if it's someone who's like, I'm not gonna listen to fucking Spy Fox because he's just memeing, right? But if it's someone who comes in here and actually like has coherent arguments and stuff, I'm gonna ask them personally. I don't need Big Pimpin's opinion anymore on this because I've been talking to you for the last hour. But if like someone else comes in and like I trust their opinion, like I'm gonna ask for it. You know what I mean? How much of Glad's success was tied to Grazaris? A lot. Cause like they won a Shonen Jump before Grazaris, but that deck came out of nowhere. And it was, they played Shadow Mirrors in the main deck, and Heraclinos was not like the easiest thing to summon. But like after Grazaris came out, Glad's their engine was just stronger than everyone else's. Like even the dad decks, chat. Like yes, even the dad decks, Lightsworn, There was no deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! That just had a stronger core. It's like Tier Element right now. Glads just had the most power, and they became the bully. You know what I mean? Glads went from like, oh, we're anti-meta, like, let's, please don't bully us, to like, no, we are the fucking bully now. Geysaris made them the bully. Like, if you read that card chat and then mentally apply it to 2008, pop 2 cards on summon. It not being a hard once per turn didn't really matter, but pop 2 cards on summon, attack, and tag out for 2 monsters. And with Murmillo, you could like pop 3. The card was fucking insane. And if you got hit with Geysaris, like the chances of you winning were like single digits. Like, yeah, so much of it was tied to Geysaris.